I just got out watching the GPT4 live stream by OpenAI, and there were a few takeaways that I had about the capabilities that they were talking about, especially from an SEO perspective. Now, I watched the entire live stream, which was around 30 minutes, and I think it's available on YouTube. But I will save you guys the effort and just surmise this to you. And the first and most important part of this is that right now it's not available for the regular public. And so for now, you can only use 3.5. The 4 is only available for developers and people who want to use it. And I think it's invite only. I've not checked it. Check this out. But it's invite only for now.
So I have here a nice hand-drawn mock-up of a joke website. Definitely worthy of being put up on my refrigerator. So I'm just going to take out my phone, literally take a photo, and here we go. Technology is now solved. Oh, we wait. So the thing that's amazing in my mind is that what's going on here is we're talking to a neural network. And this neural network was trained to predict what comes next. Right? It played this game of sort of being shown a partial document and then predicted what comes next across an unimaginably large amount of content. And from there, it learns all of these skills that you can apply in all of these very flexible ways. And so we can actually take now this output. So literally we just said to output the HTML from that picture. And here we go. Actual working JavaScript, filled in the jokes. For comparison, this was the original of our mockup. And so there you.
The other thing that impressed me was the fact that it can now describe photos. So you can put up a picture of, let's say, a van or a, maybe your child or something. And I think in this case it was a photo of, they took a screenshot of the Discord channel. They put that on, and ChatGPT was able to describe it. I see this being used as an SEO for a lot of people who are probably using this to write their alt text for images. And then later on, I would see many SEO tools that would incorporate this, and then all you have is an image, and it automatically will generate an alt text for it. But the problem with that happening is that then you can end up with a lot of duplicate alt text, and I don't know how Google is going to deal with it, but I think there are going to be issues with that. But anyways, check out the demo. It's really interesting. I
go over to our Discord, and I will paste in a screenshot of our Discord itself. So remember, GPT-4 is not just a language model. It's also a vision model. But you can ask anything you like. For example, I'll say GPT-4, hello world, can you describe this image in painstaking detail? All right, so we can see that the Discord, oh, it looks like we have a response. So it's a screenshot of a Discord application interface. Pretty good. Did not even describe it. It knows that it's Discord. There's probably Discord written there somewhere where it just kind of knows this from prior experience. Server icon labeled GPT-4 describes the interface in great detail. Talks about all the people telling me that I'm supposed to do Q. Very, very kind audience. And describes a bunch of the notification messages and the users that are in the channel.
The third thing that really impressed me about GPT-4 is the fact that it can now surmise these large documents. You can have a 16-page text document, and it will read through, and it can give you text advice, and it can tell you how much the tax deduction will be. Now, even though I don't really need it to do my taxes, but what I foresee this is that I can use this to maybe make better sense of Google's extensive documentation. So I can make a document with multiple Google's documentation, which is online, by the way, and just pick that up, put that into a Google sheet, copy and paste that into GPT-4, and then ask it specific things that's SEO related, and hopefully be able to give me that information without me having to dig through the entire documentation. Especially when it comes to technical stuff like, does having multiple H2s matter? Does having multiple H1s matter? Is having a title and an H1 being the same, will that affect SEO? Just putting in all that information into GPT-4 would mean that I'll be able to pull that up and pull that information whenever I need it. And this can be done for any documentation. So I guess check out the demo.
Is how to work with the system to accomplish a task that none of us like to do, but we all have to. The thing we're going to do is taxes. So once again, I'll do a system message. In this case, I'm going to tell it that it's tax GPT, which is not a specific thing that we've trained into this model. You can be very creative if you want with the system message to really get the model in the mood of what is your job, what are you supposed to do. The tax code, this is about 16 pages worth of tax code. And there's this question about Alice and Bob. They got married at one point, and that here are their incomes, and they take a standard deduction. They're filing jointly. So first question, what is their standard deduction for 2018? So while the model is chugging, I'm going to solve this problem by hand to show you what's involved. So the standard deduction is the basic standard deduction plus the additional. The basic one is 200% for a joint return of subparagraph C, which is here. Okay, so additional doesn't apply. The limitation doesn't apply. Okay, none of these apply. Oh, wait, special rules for taxable year 2018, which is the one we care about, through 2025, you have to substitute 12,000 for 3,000. So 200% of 12,000, 24,000 is the final answer. If you notice, the model got the same conclusion, and you can actually read through its explanation. And
so as you can see, this is really, it doesn't blow my mind. I mean, it's an evolutionary step. But it's definitely a step in the right direction, and it will mean a lot for people who are in this, who are doing SEO. But I think the most affected will be developers and people, specifically coders that sit down and code all day. And that has been something they've been doing for the past 15, 20 years, because they're going to be replaced. Anyone with rudimentary knowledge of coding can use GPT-4 to generate a lot, high quality code. Or even workable code for that matter, and again, you can do it in a matter of minutes. Debug the code, which chat with GPT-4 does pretty well as well, and then just go ahead and publish the code, and then you have anyone can be a coder with just some basic coding knowledge. And I think these large 500-person teams will then be broken down into a 50-person team or a 100-person team, and they'll be able to achieve the same level and the same output of coding that a 500-person team would be. So I foresee a lot of jobless coders before I see any jobless writers. But I think, yeah, this is going to be a problem. Check out the coding demo, by the way.
Next, I want to show you how to build with GPT-4. We're going to actually build a Discord bot. I'll build it live. So the first thing I'll do is tell the model that this time it's supposed to be an AI programming assistant. Its job is to write things out in pseudocode first and then actually write the code. And this approach is very helpful to let the model break down the problem into smaller pieces. Prompt that we're going to ask it, this is the kind of thing that 3.5 would totally choke on if you've tried anything like it. So we're going to ask for a Discord bot that uses the GPT-4 API to read images and text. Now, there's one problem here, which is this model's training cutoff is in 2021, which means it has not seen our new chat completions format. So I literally just went to the blog post from 2 weeks ago, copy-pasted from the blog post, including the response format. It has not seen the new image extension to that, and so I just kind of wrote that up in just very minimal detail about how to include images. Now let's give this a try, once again, kind of making sure that we understand what the code is doing. Now, a second issue that can come up is it doesn't know what environment I'm running in. And if you notice, it says, hey, here's this inscrutable error message, which if you've not used Jupyter Notebook a lot with async IO before, you probably have no idea what this means. And the specific problem is that there's already an event loop running, so you need to use this nest async IO library. You need to call nest async IO.apply. The model knows all of this, correctly instantiates all of these pieces into the bot. It even helpfully tells you, oh, you're running in Jupyter. Well, you can do this bang pip install in order to install the package if you don't already have it. That was very helpful.
So guys, this is really interesting. It's not out now for us to play around with. I may be invited to the demo or something, and I'm able to use this. Right now, if you watch the demo, they're using this in Playground, which was where the 3.5 was launched last year. But I think there's maybe like 6 months away before this goes public. But when it does, I think this is something you should be prepared with, and there might be other features that they're not talking about in the live stream that's not yet ready. but I mean, it's still left to be seen. So I hope you guys like this video, and I will like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.